Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you are well and let's cut for consistency. So back again with another video. If you haven't watched the other videos, go back and watch them and then come back to these. I'm trying to keep them very short and concise, just so that you can, have the bandwidth, because like nowadays people don't have that bandwidth to sit down and listen to videos anymore. I don't know why. Anywho, moving on. So I really wanted to share with you my testimony, or shall I say my instruction from God pertaining to drinking. Now, I must start this video off by saying I am not a heavy drinker and I don't believe that I'm an alcoholic. However, I do believe that some of that does run through my family, and I think that is a number one important factor for you as a Christian or just a person to know what kind of diseases, habits, and things of that nature run through your families. Anyway, I digress. So I just genuinely just felt this pressing that God was telling me to stop drinking. This was in 2023. Yeah, about 2023. And basically, I kind of you might as well say I ignored it, because I'm a bit of a Gideon sometimes. I need a few signs. Do you get what I mean? And I think it's really important that I explain to you my drinking habits. So I wasn't an everyday drinker. If I go out with friends, I might have a cocktail or two or have a glass of wine. I'm a social drinker, and ever so often, if I fancied a bottle of wine, I might have one in my house and it would last a couple of days, and then I might not drink again for another couple of weeks. And I love me a little Baileys and Christmas, yeah? So take that weighing however you want to. That's my history with drink, okay? And in about 2023, I started to feel this pressing that God was wanting me to stop drinking. And I was just this same kind of argument, but God, I don't feel like I'm a heavy drinker. Why would you want to remove something from me that to me, I'm not affected by? Ciao. This is why the scripture says obedience is better than sacrifice. There is no major thing that happened, but what I grappled with and what I actually recognized in my mind is that I was about to enter a season that broke me to pieces and could have driven me down the path of destruction through alcohol. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Sometimes we're looking for this major thing that is going to happen or is about to happen, or an understanding of why God is telling us to do something. But as I said, we are just called to be obedient. So if God is telling you to do something, there obviously is a reason behind it, and he may never reveal it. But you will get the revealing of it as time goes by if you do not obey that specific instruction that God has given you. And I personally feel, looking back in 2025, well, actually, let me read it. Let me read it back a bit. I didn't actually follow that instruction until 2024. And it was somebody's testimony that I was listening to, and they said the same thing. And it's something leapt in my stomach, and I was like, no, I'm going to have to put down the drink. I'm just going to have to not drink. And it was coming very close to Christmas, and I was like, oh, but I love me a Baileys on Christmas, da da da, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, lo and behold, on that day when I heard that similar testimony, that God had instructed her to stop drinking, I was like, okay, if this ain't a sign, then I don't know what it is. And if this is convicting me, then this means that I have been disobedient and I need to follow through this instruction now. And I'm so glad that I did, because God works in such mysterious ways. He is so wonderful and marvelous in all his ways. And, as I said, we may never have a complete understanding of why, but I'm so glad that I do now, because just seeing how life has been unfolding. And sometimes as well, like things might happen to you and you might be like, oh, it's been a long day, let me just have a glass of wine. Then 2 2s, it's like, oh, I've been through, I got some bad news, let me have a glass of wine. And sooner or later, that thing becomes a temporary coping mechanism for life. And I feel as though there are thorns in our flesh, there are subliminal things that we use as crutches and measures to hold ourselves, and then we justify why we are doing this specific thing, not realizing that this has actually become that kind of like almost that coping mechanism for the very thing that you're going through. So it's really good to evaluate yourself. It's really good to take a stock check of your habits and the things that you do, and when you do those things. Yeah, it's a whole nother conversation, but it's just like an example. Like if you're suffering or battling with lust, and you know that every time I'm about to come on my period, I want to have sex, for example, then you know that there's a kind of habit, like a pattern that's going on, and you take inventory of that in order for you to do whatever you need to do to remove yourself from that kind of habit. Or you can like be like, oh, I'm feeling like this, oh, I'm coming on soon, this is why I'm feeling like this, I don't need to do this, I don't need to have this, I'm feeling this because of this. And I think that a lot of the times we don't evaluate ourselves. I think a lot of the time we kind of just go on with our merry way and we don't actually take a minute to think, something ain't feeling right here. So I thought that it was really important for me to share that with you. I have not drank for probably about, I'd say like 6-7 months. I don't think it's been fully a year yet. But I'm so grateful for that. And to be honest, I actually don't miss it. And if you know me, yeah, I was a lightweight. Well, I'm good with one glass of wine. I can finish a bottle, but it's not necessary. Because I will just get like, I'm just light. Just very lightweight when it comes to alcohol. So I'm glad that I've removed it from me. I think another thing that would happen to me is I would have one glass of wine and it would feel like I painted the town red the next day. It just didn't work well with my body. So I'm very pleased that I haven't. I had a moment the other day though where I was like, I really could do with a glass of wine. And that was the first time in about 6-7 months. So, you know, I'm glad that I have. I hope that this video encourages those who are out there that maybe God has told you to do something and you haven't yet adhered to that yet, or you haven't been obedient, or you're wondering why, or you're thinking to yourself, is this just me? Is it God? Like, stopping drinking, it's a good thing. So why wouldn't it be God? Do you get what I mean? Like, it's like weighing out what this thing is. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be that way. Sometimes it can be something that's far beyond your understanding, but that's why God is wise and infinite in all his ways, and that we must trust him and lean on our own understanding. If we're always trying to figure things out, then we never really actually need God, because we already know as to why he wants us to do this thing. And it's like, okay, I'll do it because you said, like, and I know that this is going to happen at the end. No, it's about trusting in him and leaning on your own understanding. So with that being said and done, please thumbs up this video, like it, share it with somebody that needs an encouragement of kind of like being obedient in this season, or stopping something, or hearing a testimony about just stopping drinking. Share, like, comment, subscribe. I'm really excited to share more with you as we journey along and getting to know a lot of you. Share with me below something that God has told you to do, and you did it, and then you saw as to why he told you to do it after the fact. Share your testimonies below. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to get to know you all. So yes, I love you with an infinite love, and I will see you all next week. Peace.